Everyone, it's Joni Young here. Welcome back to my channel for another acrylic painting tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to paint this abstract cityscape with some water and lots of fun colors. We're going to be using 12 by 12 stretched and primed canvas. I have the following brushes. I'll be using my 5-piece set of brushes, a 1-inch mop brush, 20 flat, 3 round, and a 2 rigger. I'll be using my 14 filbert brush, and I'm also going to be using a palette knife. So I'm going to show you some interesting techniques of how you can incorporate a palette knife into your cityscapes and abstract paintings. We're going to have lots of fun with this one. I can't wait to dive in. So let's go ahead and get started. So we'll start first with adding some light for the background, and then we're going to come in and just start blocking in colors. So I'm going to be using my flat brush, some white, a little bit of yellow, and we'll just start to apply a little bit here, and then just a little bit over towards the right. I'll add a little bit in the water down here just for a few reflections, just lines, sweeping back and forth with just the end of the brush. Then I'm going to take some blue violet and I'm just going to start to add a little bit of that here. And then I'll add a little bit in the water below as well. And we'll run some lines across. Okay, a little something like that. And I'm going to add a little bit of white over this blue, part of the yellow. I'm going to go in with a little bit of red and white now. I've got a hint of that blue in my brush. I'm going to pull and drop some down below. So just pulling off of the colors above. I'm going to take a mop brush. This mop brush is a little bit wet and I just want to soften with brush strokes going up and down in all different directions, little circles. This will just give us a little bit more lines and texture. Okay, now I'm going to be using my palette knife. And I'm going to be coming in and adding some brush strokes, strokes like this, pulling this way to make wider ones, and then I'll kind of just like kind of on an angle do this for some thinner lines, and this will give us just the kind of illusion and the start of our buildings. So I'm going to take a little bit of blue, both of my blues, just like this, and sweep down a little like that. I'm going to come into my gray now. Now all the colors I'm using today will be listed below in this video in the description. I'm going to cut down on an angle like this. I'm going to slide side to side. I'm going to take a little bit of white. some lines to the side like this and then down. That instantly will give you kind of some more angles, roof lines, and windows. I'm going to go back over to my flat brush, and I'm gently going to sweep to soften some of these areas. I'm going to pull and sweep up and down here. And then across. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of burnt sienna and a little bit of purple. And we'll start layering. And then I'll wiggle a little bit down in the water. Pull a little across the top, and then up, up, up. So shorter little spiky lines here, and then one that comes up a little bit taller. I'm gonna wiggle in a roof line here, and then cut across on the bottom. Take those colors again. I'm going to come in here and add a little arch. Another one right here. And then sweep down and add a little bit of reflection in the water. We're going to make, just for the angle, make this side a little more visible, the underside. And then go over and kind of wiggle the edges a bit. I'm just flicking quickly off the corner on an angle to add another building right here. Then I'll take that purple and burnt sienna. I'll start adding a little bit of blue with my purple. We'll start having a little bit more fun with color. Then we'll take the violet. Okay, I'm going to start adding some darker lines here. I'll throw in little archways here and there. And just keep picking up colors. And building up on your lines. You can create a lot of texture just by light little taps and pulls. Use a little bit of white in here. Go over that light purple. Okay, I'm going to use my mop brush, and I'm going to take some purple, burnt sienna, and I'm going to come in here and tap, making it narrower and narrower. So fuller here on an angle, and then start to go up a little higher and let off. Use a little bit of that blue as well. I'll do the same thing here. Start with just narrow, and then make it fuller and fuller, and come down a little lower. Okay, I'm going to take some white with my neon violet. Tap a little bit there. Add a little bit here. We're going to gently pull off the bottom, lower here, a little higher there, and then barely touch, sweep. Okay, I'm going to go back over to my flat brush here, and I'm going to take some burnt sienna, a little bit of red, a little bit of white. Let's take a little bit more of the red. And I'm going to add diagonal line here and one here that comes up a little bit higher, and then we're going to bring it to meet the other one, and then gently pull. I'm going to loop up and down. A little bit more of the burnt sienna, and we're just going to come right under that. A little bit of purple, a bit of blue turquoise in there. And we'll just add some archways. We've got this one here. Go back over to my purple and burnt sienna. A few lines that come down here. So side to side, a little wider down here, and then wiggle tighter together. And then I'm going to lift up, pull, lift up into those bushes in the land. Okay, I'm going to take the corner, red on the corner of my brush. I'm going to add some bright red flowers here. I thought this would look really pretty against that dark base. Incorporate some in the water. Lightly pull and flick down. Just a little bit more, a little bit of that violet in there as well. Gonna add some dabs in the water. Take a little bit of white and neon yellow. I'm just going to dab and dab, dab, dab down below, leaving some spaces. This will just give us a little bit of light reflecting in the water. So again, just a little dab of that yellow and the white. You need the white in with the yellow so that it doesn't dry too dark, because the yellow is transparent and the base underneath is much darker. So in order for it to work, you need to have a little bit of white in there to counteract that. I'm going to add a little bit in there. The windows. Again, we're painting this loosely, kind of out of the lines, being a little bit more carefree and messy. Add a little arch here, like a dome. A little line coming up from it, and then a little circle. We'll take some white, mix that up. Kind of gently, lightly brush over for some more light reflecting from back there. Okay, I'm going to use my filbert brush, and I'm going to take some gray, the blue, that purple burnt sienna in there, and I'm going to go over part of the bridge here and then bring it up higher and off. So we have our dark section and chunk here, because we're the angle of this, we're seeing the underside here. So we'll make it thinner and bring it over more to the left there. So I'm just going to define that dark patch a little bit more. So wider here, and then bring it up and then let off. I'm going to come down here and add a few little wiggles of more of that darkness. This is the purple. I'm going to take my round brush now. I'm going to take red and purple. I'm going to bring that archway off to the left. Go under this dome. Bring it up into a little point right there, and then go around, and then add a little circle. Take a bit of white with my blue violet. This color is quite pretty with that berry shade that we made. I'm going to add a little bit of white with that. Add a few lines there. Go back over to my purple. Add little dabs on the top. Okay, with a clean brush, I'm going to take my yellow, my red and white, and make a soft peach shade. I'm going to add a little bit of this down below as well. And then a few little wiggles tight together. And then just simply with your finger, pull down in a few areas underneath those for a bit more of a reflection. Okay, and then I'm going to come inside, make sure I've got enough white in there. Add some light. Some of these windows. So these ones have dried off and they're a little bit faded, so I'm just going to go over some of them, brighten them up. I start at the top, right under the arch, and then gently pull and flick. So having just come back from Italy, where there are quite a few archways, arched windows and doors, that's why I'm really kind of inspired to paint this today. I love the architecture. I think the archways, the lines are a nice balance to all the straight lines. So I'm going to add a little bit more yellow and red. I'm going to have some of the light just kind of reflecting on the flowers here. Just taking a little bit more yellow and white. So if I take some blue turquoise, mix it up with some white and yellow, I can get a nice shade of green turquoise, which looks really pretty with that purple, I think. Add a little hint of that on the bridge. I'm going to go into my white, a little bit of yellow in there. I'm going to dab. The light from the windows a little bit brighter, especially once it dries, because it's going to dry a little darker than this. Burnt sienna and purple again. And just sweep under some of these roof lines. I'm going to use my liner brush now. A little bit of water, a little bit of gray and purple. I'm going to add a little line down these windows. and then a few across. Again, not trying to make them look perfect. Just giving this a bit of a little bit more shading with a purple. Clean brush, peachy, light, yellowy color. And I'm going to come right here. We're going to add a little lamp or lantern. Let's get a little bit of white inside of there. Back over to my round brush. Our dark colors. Add a little line at the bottom, and then little wiggles. I'm going to add another one right here, and here, and another one there. I'm going to go back in with some white. Make them sort of wider on the top. Come back with the purple. Just going to bring that little lid for this lantern out a little bit farther. Just little wiggles and squiggles so it looks like it's still sort of abstract. And then wider on the top, a little triangle on the top of that. Just coming back in with a little bit more light. And then I'll add a little bit down there in the water. I really love this red. I'm going to add a little bit more play up on it because I'm just really enjoying it so much. It could almost look like the terracotta tiled roofs if you kind of wiggle it in like that. Okay, with my round brush, again, just a little bit of red, purple, and let's take a little bit more of that purple. I want to come up here and make this a little bit taller. Take my peach, pop that out a little wider. Back into my purple. Just adding a few little dabs and lines there. Take a little bit of white and peach. I'm going to soften the top of these. Just a bit of a whitewash. Now some of these in the water almost look like they could be water lilies. So I'm just going to add a little bit of purple under some of them. And I think I'm really happy with how this turned out. It's not overly detailed. It's just a really vibrant, moody abstract, and I hope you guys got inspired by this and picked up some great little tips. If you'd like to see more like this, make sure you leave a comment below this video. Let me know. If I get a lot of requests for this style, I'll definitely do more. In the meantime, I do have a playlist of cityscapes and abstract ones, so have fun looking through that and enjoy painting. I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!